Good morning, everybody. So, I took yesterday off. It was not quite enough. I am exhausted. I am. But that's not what this is about. I'm wanting to get my hat. I'm trying to figure out where I left my hat. So I had told you guys a couple times this freaking thing is broken. I'm pretty sure that somehow I managed to break the gimbal. I can't keep it level. It keeps wanting to slant. It does it on its own. I think I burned one of the motors a little bit, and it only wants to work a little bit. There we go, got it. So, see, it's crooked again. See how everything's kind of crooked? Anyway, that's not what this is about. This isn't about blade show, it's not about knife stuff. I've got a couple things I'm gonna do today. I've been messing around. But I told you guys that I was going to start my own, I was gonna start a Patreon for my daughter. It's gonna be something that is a way to offset some of these costs. And so I just kind of wanted to kind of show you guys, I got video this morning of them at the ice rink. My wife gave it to me they left the house at 4 o'clock this morning on a Monday morning. She went to school. She's going to come home today and work out. And so I see how much passion she has for it. And I thought, best way to do it, I'm going to start a YouTube channel for her today, specifically. And it's going to be tied to a Patreon for her. This is 100% for her. I had said something to Elijah Isham at the show, and he's like, yeah, that'd be awesome. He's like, I would support that. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna show you, you guys see the competitions. Every once in a while you'll see a little bit of the practice stuff, but what you don't see is at 5 o'clock this morning, my daughter's on the ice trying to get things, this thing, as perfect as possible. And she has reached a point where her coach is also saying, we've got to do something else. We have to add something else, because as good as my daughter is, and as much as I like Miss Lexi, we're starting to realize that we're at a tipping point for money and skill level. So there's things that have to be added in. So we're talking about having to add in a second coach for jumping elements, an Olympic level coach. As much as, and Miss Lexi, if you see this, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. As much as Lexi has done amazing things with our daughter, she's not an Olympic level coach. We understand that, and it happens with skaters all the time. They outgrow their coaches. She has been my daughter's coach from the first day of skating. Not the first day of skating. My daughter skated first in Japan, but the first class, skating class my daughter ever took was at the Kroc Center. Miss Lexi was her teacher, and then became her coach, and has taken my daughter to a season this year where my daughter has won every competition. And when I say that, don't take that lightly. It's unusual for a skater to make a clean sweep this far into the season. And she's doing it with injuries. So I can't say enough about how much work Lexi has put into it, but just like when you go from the high school level to the college level, and if any of you guys have ever had a coach for anything that was a college level coach versus just one of your teachers that's also a baseball coach, you see the marked change. And then there's guys like Chris Williamson will say it. He had a football coach that had played pro ball. And that's a whole nother, those levels, and it just happens. It happens. You don't have the same coach for elementary baseball that you have for high school baseball. And you definitely don't have that same level. You might get lucky and have a coach that's like a college level coach at your high school. But so what I'm gonna do is I got a bunch of video. I'm gonna throw it all in. I'm gonna kind of do some voiceover. I'm not gonna lie, guys, my back hurts. And I think a lot of it has to do with walking 12 miles in 2 days and sitting on an airplane. I am not built for flight. I am a terrestrial creature. It's not so much the distance from here to here. Let's see if I can get this in. It's more the distance from here to here. That's where I really run into a problem on flights. From my hips to my knees, I'm in there and I'm like, oh Jesus, if he even puts his seat back, it's gonna crush my knees. And there's times where I have to like cross my legs and slide them as far as I can under for the entire flight because I'm just too tall to fly. I really am too tall to fly in coach. I don't see how Elliot does it. He's taller than I am. I don't know how he does it. But at any rate, that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna throw this all together and I'm just gonna show you, this is just some of my daughter's ice skating this morning. She skated from 5 to 7, I wanna say. Maybe 5 to 6:45-ish. Hour and 45 minutes, almost 2 hours on the ice at 5 o'clock this morning. They were out the door by 4 something this morning so that she could warm up and do jump rope. And so I see the level of dedication, and I do just feel that I need to do something to find some way to reward it. And so, yeah, she's gonna have her own YouTube channel. She's gonna have her own Patreon. And if you guys choose to do it, then that's fine. But if not, I mean, I'm not gonna. I said it in the interview with David from Blade Banner. I don't want you guys to feel like this website is selling you. That's why I don't have an affiliate link. So that's all the talking. I'm gonna get this all thrown together, so.
All right, guys. So the thing to keep in mind too here is my daughter is on the ice without her coach. This was not a lesson. This is just my daughter going there to practice. So you can see what she's working for is she's got her double axel pretty much down. So she's transitioning into trying to get some higher level combinations, double doubles. That's a double axel with her arms up. And so she's working her way into being able to do a double axel right back into a double axel. So I apologize if the voiceover is loud. I do know I have a loud voice. I'm pretty deaf. But so you're watching this. This is just her practicing to get ready for the next competition, to be ready. Because if you can do doubles, singles are elementary. So that's her double axel into a double axel right there. Now right here, this is her practicing a new jump. She is trying to get her triple. I think this is a triple sow. I don't remember. And just, there's no quit. You have to force her off the ice. So that's what this is all about, is being able to just try and get this for her. Now, we've debated whether we were going to do this. We like to keep some of our stuff about our daughter sequestered in private, but this much dedication and this much work deserves some recognition. I mean, she won't quit. Period. Just look at that. It's gotta hurt. So just a little bit of dad recognizing.
All right, guys. So there's that. You know, I am starting to embrace the entrepreneurial spirit of, you know, if there's things available out there, there are people that want to support things. There are people out there and they just don't know what's out there. So I thought, you know, hey, why not? But no, that's what this was about. And like I said, if Lexi, if you are watching, because I know you watch some of my Instagram and YouTube stuff, I can't tell you how happy we are, how far the progression. I mean, she had a coach for a while that wound up going to the Olympics, and he couldn't get the things out of her that Lexi has. But we do reach a point. There's a tipping point where it has to be done. Figured out what was wrong with the gimbal, by the way, guys, just to end this off. The charger that I took to Portland doesn't work. I just tried to plug in my daughter's iPad to that box. And so that charger that I had it plugged into, the battery's dead on my gimbal. I tried to put it in and the lights went off and it just fell. I was like, oh no. So it's charging. I had to throw the old 2-port charger that I've been using forever. I had to throw it away, but so guys, I'm gonna get this posted up. I have to pick my daughter up in like 2 hours. Today's a minimal day from school, so I've got to go pick her up, and I might do some sharpening this afternoon. I have to take apart an Anthem. I'm gonna show you guys. There's so much stuff still to video. I have a guy's knife here at the house that was supposed to get videoed last week. all I did on it was a sharpening tool. It should have went out 2-3 weeks ago, and I've still got it because he asked me to do a video. He actually paid me $10 in beer money to do a video about the knife, and it is a really nice knife. It's another one of those, you know, those knives that are getting produced that are coming out that are at a lower price point that are amazing, like WE knives. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna end this and get this posted up. Like I said, I don't want you to think that I'm not trying to do my YouTube channel where I wind up selling you guys. No one likes to be sold. I did insurance for about a year. I can tell you, dealing with owners of companies, no one wants to be sold. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to sell you. If you want to do it, that's fine. I'm not going to push. But the whole thing is it's reaching a point where I don't know how we're going to support it. She's getting to a point where it's becoming its own thing. It's growing and forming its own thing. So so you guys that are here for the knife stuff and stuck around for the skating, you guys that came for the knife stuff, okay, we'll talk about this. Blade Banter, the video that Blade Banter did came out great. I apologize, guys, if you notice I'm starting to thin out again. I put on a bunch of weight, and I was trying to be if you notice, my videos didn't show. I got man boobs from hell. I wound up on a medicine that made me gain a bunch of weight. My face and neck and everything had been thinning out. The eating once a day has helped with that, but coming off of the medicine that made me gain a ton of weight, I'm not gonna lie, I was at 262. I'm back down to 240, 220, 225 is about where I should be. But there's a point where you gain weight and then start to lose it, where you actually look worse when you've lost some weight because shit hangs weird. I know I got man boobs. I know I look like a fucking bag of beat Play-Doh. I'm working at it. The next step is I'm going to start working out. So for those of you that were concerned about how I looked, I appreciate the concern. It's a medical side effect of some steroids that put me on because my immune system had spiked while the wife and kid were gone. And yes, I did. I put on a ton of weight just before they left and continued throughout. So appreciate the concern. There's nothing wrong. I'm according to my doctor, I'm healthy. But I've had some medical issues, but I am healthy. So it's not a concern. So I got texts about that, about how I looked in the video because Nico was shooting it. So I didn't control where I got shot from. So I do understand. I appreciate the concern. So, all right, guys, I'm going to put a link to David's, the Blade Banter's YouTube channel. He does amazing, doesn't have a lot of subscribers yet. He's where I was 2 years ago when it first started, but I'm not gonna lie, his content is amazing. He does really good. He's got overlays. He's got, you know, the video he did was awesome. I really can't tell you how nice it is to see what a professional YouTube channel looks like at the beginning. So I'm one of his, like, I'm at the beginning of his YouTube channel for his interviews about blades. So, all right, guys. Don't want to drag this out anymore. That's not what this is about. I'll shoot a video later and talk about that stuff. This was a whole about my daughter's thing. So you guys take it easy. I'll see you later today.